Hey, so it's me again. I thought I would put this on here. I'm working through a project that we're doing. This is our first time doing using the mustache template, which is mustache JS, kind of a template to use with JavaScript on the back end. This is kind of the GitHub information on on mustache. And so I thought I would kind of walk through this as I'm doing it. This is kind of the first time I've ever used the template, but it was a little confusing as we were getting into it. But once you kind of see what it does, like it really makes a lot of sense. It says here in the documentation that it's a logicless template syntax, and so basically it just uses these tags. There's no for loops or if loops or anything like that. It's just with tags. So when our assignment, our project here was to create this database using this information. So if you go to this link here, this is all the data that we have, and this is what it's supposed to look like here when we're done. You can see each kind of robot has its own information. So you're supposed to set up this directory. Anyway, over here is my my JavaScript, and we didn't get that at first. That at least the group that I was working with, that what the logicless part of it meant. And that's basically, that there aren't any tags. There's no for loops, because what we were trying to do initially was to do what we'd always done and iterate through the data using a for loop or the map method or something else to iterate through and get the data. And then we realized later on that all you really have to do is in the render part of the JavaScript here, you just kind of do the users. And then data.users, because the list is sorted by users right here. And I don't know if I'm using all the right terminology, so forgive me if I'm not. And then when you go to the let's see, where is it? The mustache here. So it uses these tags, and so it basically has an opening tag, which is the hashtag users for this, and then the closing tag, which is / users. And then in the middle, I've just got it set up to do an ordered list, and then each thing is its own list item, and then to call it from the data, use these curly braces, which I assume look sort of like mustaches. Maybe that's where it gets its name. I don't know. So anyway, I was just going to make a video as I'm doing this kind of live. Oh yeah, there's my SoundCloud thing from yesterday. Added some cool mouse over effects to some of the links there. I thought that was pretty neat. That's another project though. Let's see here. So this is what it's supposed to look like right here, and that's what it's gonna look like. So we want to pull all the data here for education, skills, and then the names. So what we want to do is go back here and see what the next thing is that we're supposed to pull. Let's see. So we've got the name on here, and this is mine right now. This is what it looks like. I guess we could go into styles. And first thing we want to do is go ahead and get those bullet points off of there. Oh yeah, I always forget. And this, you have to restart the server every time. And that's not working. So let's see if we can figure out why. Maybe I don't have it linked up correctly. And that's the case. Yep. I think this is in public. Start this again. And I'm obviously doing something wrong. And guys, I'm sorry. This is one of the things I struggle with is getting everything to link up right. I'm not a very I'm a graphic design person, so kind of the technical aspect of a lot of things escapes me. Is it that? Who even knows? Screw it. We'll just come back to it later because I'm embarrassed now that I can't get that right. So anyway, whatever. Let's go to the next one. And the next thing we want on here is, we got the name, so I guess we want some sort of an address or something. Let's look on here and see where that is. Look at the email. Job. Okay, so there we have address. So I guess trying to see how everything is here. It almost looks like they don't, they're missing a comma somewhere or something, but oh, okay, I see. So that is its own thing. Let's separate this out a little bit. So we'll go so we got address, we want this state and whatever first. So we want city and then country. Okay. So city first and then country. Let's go back here. And that's in address. Okay. I'm not exactly sure if you wonder if it's, see that. It must be like this. Let's see. That seems like what you would do, but I really don't know. All right. Oh, we were right. So the next one is the city, or I mean the country. So that'll probably be the same thing here. Dang it. Sure, city, country. Yep. So go back here. Just copy that line. And eventually we'll get to styling it if we can figure out how to link it up. And let's restart the server. All right, so we've got them in there as a bulleted list. That's awesome. And so obviously there's a lot of styling issues here, but as long as I think we can get all the data on the page, then a lot of it's just styling it and lining it up the right way. So mainly what I'm focusing on now is just getting the data on there that they have in the right order. So the next thing is job, it looks like. Oh, man, I don't know why I can't. So job, so that'll be a little bit easier. So I think this is just going to be job. Let's check and see if we got that right. Bam! We are awesome. Great job, Ethan. Thanks, buddy. So we got job. Don't know what that is. What is that? Start company. Okay, so and then we've got this field abode thing. Let's see what that field is. Okay, is that that's not the way ours looks, is it? Already. Okay, all right, that's it. I thought that was a different field for a second, but it's not. So we've got that on there. Now we need is the email address, and that is just email, and then I'm guessing the other one is phone. Yep, all right. So now we're in business. Let's forget. All right, let's make sure that looks like what they have here. Awesome. And again, I'm just trying to get the information on there, and then we'll style it later. So then we've got down here, let's see. Okay, so then they've got all right. Not really sure if we're supposed to pull different information. Let's check out the data here. Carlene Timms. Man, it's gonna take forever to search through all that. Okay, D-Oda. Let's just see how his is different here. So separate this out. Oh, whoops. Where's the ID? Okay, there we go. So it says that this is somebody who's looking for work. Let's see if the stuff is okay. Okay, gotcha. So it's saying here that this is somebody that's looking for work. So over here in the data, their company is null. So and then their job is null. So I'm assuming that means that it's It just will skip over that data. And then this is user missing educational and city data, so this must be the next one. And so same thing here, it's just missing that data there. So, okay, that makes sense. So not really anything additional we have to do. As long as we're pulling all the information, then that's fine. I think there's a little, so we've got, let's see, so I guess we do want to get education now. And let's just go ahead and get it all over here so that, because I think a lot of this is probably going to be through styling, I guess. So let's go back to data. University. Okay, so that's just that. All right. Okay. So university. And skills. I haven't even looked at skills yet, but let's see. Okay, so it just has the skills in an array. It looks like, yeah, so I guess it just puts that array in there. Let's check and make sure that's how it works. Yeah, restart the server. Okay, perfect. So we've got all our information. So, and then again, yeah, so I guess on these two here, it is leaving out some of those so that they're blank. And if you scroll down, we've got all of our robots. So basically, we want to organize them this way, and so everything looks good. So I'm going to stop the video here now that we see how handlebars works, and I'm going to figure out how to link up my style sheet, because obviously I'm doing something wrong. And then maybe I'll make another video in a little bit.